Hello, I'm Mark Wickens from Brandhouse, and I've been asked to come along and speak at this Blue Skies event. And I've picked as my subject, rather stupidly I think, the future of creativity, because I first got interested in where the creative future might be going when I started reading a couple of books about the subject. And it was looking around, it sort of slightly bothered me that I was noticing that some young designers are working in slightly different ways from the sort of more old school people like myself. When I got into it, I found that there are indeed changes that are happening to us as a result of our relationship with technology. And so I've put together a presentation which is basically covers off what I think are three sort of threats that technology brings to the creative process and two potential opportunities of what we might do about that. The talk starts with a brief sort of introduction to sort of where does creativity come from, and then moves on from there to look at the first section, which is about Google and what Google has done to how we actually go about thinking creatively. From there it goes on to look at a little bit about what effect that's having actually on children and young people who are now coming up through the system, and how they actually have been a little bit affected by technology. So that their creative skills may well be less than we would be requiring in the future. And then the third threat is really to say that some of the barriers that we have around our industry have become cheaper and cheaper, and the barriers are coming down, and the amateurs are starting to move into our patch, and looking at what might happen if that happens. And then I go on to a couple of potential opportunities that technology brings in terms of how we might start to think about creativity in a slightly different way. The first one of those is what happens if we embrace amateurs and people outside our own industry, and how they might contribute to the creative process and help us improve the services that we deliver to our clients. And then the final thought is a second opportunity, which is thinking around the nature of an idea and what an idea has to do in a technological world, and how actually ideas these days can sort of have a life of their own, and they can go beyond the work that we do ourselves as professionals and be taken on into the world at large a little bit further. And I then summarise in terms of summing up what I was talking about, and then finish with a short clip of a new piece of technology, funnily enough, that I came across the other day that does look like it's actually quite an inspiring thing that we all might be able to do something interesting with. Thank you.